We all have our distractions, but some people just have attractions for distraction. Yes, we all have our distractions, but some people just have attraction for distractions. Great evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. I am Mr. Upgrade, now officially Dr. Upgrade, and I'm super excited to have you here join us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. So you see, this is the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, and you know we do this every Sunday. Yes, basically we do this from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Sundays, and we basically get to do four things. Number one, we got to take your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask your questions, for we'll gladly take them. Right? Number two is that we got to share with you the upgrade mastery tip for the week and for this week. The upgrade mastery tip for this week is, oh, you can't hear the drum rolls. Distractions. Yes, that's the upgrade mastery tip for this week, and we're going to be talking about distractions. And I know that you can't wait to hear this, because trust me, there are so many things that get to distract us in our everyday lives, and we need to understand our distractions. In fact, I tell people, know your distractions. It is wisdom that you get to know the things that truly distract you, because you see, distractions, they are things you need to pay attention to. And this is why we're having this conversation today, because it's going to help you to understand and what you do about your distraction. So it's not just enough to know your distraction, you must also know what you have to do about your distraction, right? Okay, so the third thing that we get to do on the conversation is that we get to connect, network, and bond. You know, we live in a world where connecting, networking is very important and critical, and it changes a lot of things for people. So we get to connect, we get to network, and we get to bond, because we realize that people from all around the globe get to watch the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the fourth thing that we get to do here is that we get to have fun. Yes, we get to have fun, because we strongly believe that whatever is learned with full pleasure, you remember in full measure. So we get to have fun, right? If there is no fun in learning, there is no learning at all. I always say this, that if learning is not fun, there is no learning at all. There must be fun in the learning. That's why you're able to remember everything you learned in kindergarten, and what you even learned in university, you have forgotten, because it was too stressful. There was no fun in the learning. So as I teach, as I train, everything I do, I try to incorporate the element of fun, because that's how what I teach will stick. So these are the four things that we do on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. Number one, we get to take your questions. Number two, we share with you the upgrade mastery tip for the week. Number three, we get to connect, network, and bond. And number four, we get to have fun. Hey, we get to have fun. So, are you excited? I am excited. I don't know about you. So, let's get into this. You know, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we always start off with basic 5 questions. Are you ready? Yes, these 5 questions help us to set the tone, lay the foundation for the entire conversation, right? So we get to do this on the Upgrade Live, ask the basic 5 questions. So let's begin. All right, let me see some fire in the comment section, so I know that you're ready for this conversation. Hit me up, give me some fires, give me some fire in the comment section, so I know that you're ready for this conversation. Give me some fire, 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 fire. Okay, question number one. What is distraction? Let's get into this. What is distraction? When you hear distraction, what comes to your mind? What exactly is distraction? Tell me, I want to know, before I share with you what I have for you from the upgrade side of life. What is distraction? When you hear the word distraction, what comes to your mind? Tell me. You see, distraction is anyone, anything, or any place that gives you a new focus, direction, and appeal. That is distraction. Distraction is anyone, anything, or any place that gives you a new focus, direction, and appeal. That is distraction. So now look around your space. Who are those people that gives you a new focus, gives you a new direction, gives you a new appeal against what you already know and what you do? Those people are distractions. That's just it. As hard as this will be to believe, it is what it is, and it is the truth, right? Argue with your keypad. But that's what distraction is. It is anyone, anything, or any place that gives you a new focus, direction, or appeal different from your original. It is a distraction, right? Question number 2, who's responsible for distraction? As simple as this is, you are responsible for distraction. Distraction on its own has no impact in your life without your contribution and your collaboration. That's just it. Distraction on its own has no effect on your life until you give it participation, cooperation, and collaboration. No one can distract you without your consent. You approve the distraction. As much as you don't want to believe it, it is it. It is the truth. Any distraction you get at one point or another, you have approved it. That's why it's coming to you. Don't worry, we're going to get further into this conversation and you're going to learn how to reject, refuse distraction. And it's one simple thing. Pay attention and follow us to the end. You're going to learn about it. Right? What's the number 3? Why distraction? Now we know what distraction is. We know who's responsible for distraction. Why distraction? Now I'll tell you 3 reasons why distraction. Number 1 is to lose focus. The essence of any distraction is to help you to lose focus. Now, you can't focus on 2 things at the same time. So when distraction comes, it takes your focus away from what you were originally focused on. That's it. It takes your focus away from what you were originally focused on. So why distraction is to help you lose focus. Right now, you hear people say a lot these days, focus on your focus. Why? Because when you don't, you can be easily distracted. You can. Second reason why distraction is to forget yourself. The reason for distraction is to enable you forget who you are. Right? You forget yourself. You forget who you are. You forget whose you are. You forget because you are distracted. So the second reason why distraction is to enable you forget who you are. And when you forget who you are, then you can become anything else because you've forgotten who you are. Like I say all the time, the bigger crisis in the world is not economic crisis, it is identity crisis. And distraction today play a significant role in identity crisis because it distracts you from who you really are. Third reason why distraction is to take hold of attention. Whenever you're distracted, your attention is gone. And the thing that distracts you has now taken hold of your attention. So the third reason for distraction is to gain attention. Because now you have lost focus. Now you've forgotten who you are. Now it takes control of you and gives you a new attention. It gives you a new thing to focus on. That is distraction, guys. And you see it happen all around us every single day. People are distracted. People lose focus. People forget themselves. People give something totally different their attention. And that, my friend, is distraction. It is distraction. Question number 4. what are the benefits of distraction? And you're like, how come distraction still has benefit? Yeah, it does. It does. There are three benefits of distraction. Number one is a cost. When you have distraction or when you're distracted, you pay high cost. Yes, it costs you something because whatever you are foregoing to now be distracted by what you're now doing is going to cost you. It's going to cost you. The second benefit of distraction is regret. You're going to have so many had I known in your life because you were distracted. You're going to have many had I known. Had I known, I would not have been doing that. Had I known, I would have done better. Had I known, I would have lived differently. You're going to have a lot of had I known because of distraction. And the third benefit of distraction is you deny reality. Distraction helps you to deny reality. You see, some people, they say that when they are feeling sad, they go and take alcohol, they go and drink, right? What they are doing with the drinking is distraction, distracting them from what they are actually going through, thereby helping them deny reality. So the third benefit of distraction is denying reality. So you see, these are the three benefits of distraction. Number one, there's a cost. Number two, there's a regret. Number three, denying of reality. Now you see, what's the number five? When is the best time for distraction? You know, when we ever get to this question, I always say that the last best time was yesterday. You see, for distraction, the best time for distraction is never. Never. Never allow yourself to be distracted because, see, you may not recover from it. You may not recover from it. So never allow yourself to be distracted. You just may not recover from the distraction. You may never be the same again, ever. So never allow yourself distraction. Never. So when is the best time for distraction? Never. There is no best time for distraction. Okay, guys. Let's look at distraction in details because I really want us to get to understand what distraction is all about, right? Let's look at distraction in details. Distraction. DISTRACTION. Someone will say it is disattraction, right? Distraction. Let's look at distraction for a while. All right, let's look at distraction. Now, D in distraction, guess what? It is deviate. You see, one of the things that agendas get to do in today's world is to deviate attention away from what is really important to what is not important. Deviate. You know, in Nigeria recently, they're going through a lot in Nigeria, right? So many hardships. There is increased cost of living and all of that. And then the government of the day thought it best to change a national anthem that is over 5 decades. Now, that is solely for one purpose, to deviate the attention of the Nigerian populace towards what actually happened in the country, to debating about the change of national anthem. Why? Every distraction is geared to deviate attention. Now, it's taking attention away from what it should be to something entirely different. It's like, let's say you are hungry, you really need food, and then someone comes and starts to give you a gist of what really doesn't concern you. The gist is to distract you from the hunger. That's how it works. So you see, distraction, first thing about any distraction is to deviate, take you away, remove your mind, remove your attention, remove your thinking. It just deviates you from it. That's the first thing about distraction. It deviates. Right? It deviates. Now, the D is deviate. It just, I don't know how to explain this that you understand, but it just makes a deviation. The way people have a deviation from the normal today. So many agendas, so many people saying they identify as. Those are distraction that we face today. And guess what? Those distractions hold sway because they deviate attention from what is truly important to what is not even important. Right? So that's what it is. The first thing is deviate. Is deviate. Right? So it just takes it away, removes the focus, shifts the attention. It deviates. So you just stop talking about what was really of significance and importance to something that is a frivolity, that is frivolous, that has no significance, that have no impact, that has no value, something that is just there, that you should not be spending your time on. But guess what? That's how distractions thrive. It helps you deviate. The I in distraction is intentional. So you see, the deviation is intentional. It's not by chance or happenstance or circumstance. No, no, no. The distraction is intentional because they know when that is happening, you will forget what you should have always remember. It is intentional. Distraction is always intentional. It's always intentional. It is not by mistake. It is not by chance. It is not by circumstance or happenstance. It is intentional. Every distraction has an intention. Does that make sense? Every distraction has an intention because distraction is intentional. Right? So the I in distraction is intentional. The S in distraction is satisfying. Now, as weird as this sounds, every distraction is satisfying. So weird, but so true. Every distraction is satisfying. So as long as it distracts you, it has a way it satisfies you. That's why you enjoy it. See, no one can ever be distracted by what they hate. They are only distracted by what they love. And with love comes satisfaction. So you see, the S in distraction is satisfying. The new thing that you're doing, that you have made you forego what you should be doing, gives you a certain form of satisfaction. That's why you're doing it. And it is achieving its goal of distraction. The T in distraction is time. Distraction takes time. It eats into your time. It wastes your time at some point. Distraction takes time. Right? You're not just distracted with the blink of the snap of the finger or the blink of an eye. No, no. By the snap of the finger or the blink of an eye, you're not just distracted. It takes time. It takes time. And then you realize that, wow, I've wasted so much time. Yes, that's distraction. Because distraction takes time. And you know what I always tell us? That when you waste your money, you run out of money. When you waste your time, you waste a part of your life. And distraction takes time. It takes time to happen. It takes time to get you hooked and you find it difficult to leave. It takes time. And it takes time to ruin you also. It takes time. The arrow in distraction is real. Distraction is real. You cannot avoid it. You cannot act like it doesn't exist. It is real. Right? Distraction is as real as the person next to you. Interestingly, I tell people that distraction is in the air. You can literally breathe distraction. Distraction is real. Right? Distraction is real. It's not a hoax to talk about distraction. No, no, no. It is so real. Because everyone has their own distraction. It is real. It is not just something, a figment of your imagination. No, no, no. Distraction is real. So real, like the person that you can see standing close to you. That's how real distraction is. Right? It can come in subtle forms, but it's still real. Very real. And you must be aware that distraction is part of your reality. You're not thinking about it, you're not imagining it. It is real. It is there. It happens. It comes to you. Right? The A in distraction is ability. Every distraction, make use of your ability. On its own, distraction cannot do anything. But with your ability, distraction can do so much. Right? On its own, distraction is most likely useless. But with your ability, distraction becomes useful because you are using your ability. You're not just distracted without your involvement in it. The distraction uses your ability. Right? The C in distraction is compelling. Distraction compels you to leave what you're doing and come take up what it's offering. It compels you. It makes you feel like, wow, you're missing out if you're not taking up this offer. Distraction is compelling. There are some people who, the way they are now, they feel like the world has left them because they are single. And I always like to tell this and encourage single people, right? Being single is not a crime. Neither is being single a disease. There's no sickness called singularities, right? So don't get yourself into that relationship that's toxic because you don't want to be, in quote, single. It's of no use. Because that toxic relationship is just a distraction. It's just a distraction. Right? And then it has compelled you to be part of the people in a relationship, however toxic your relationship is. Distraction is compelling. Yes, if you give it attention, it has compelling facts to win you over. It's compelling. It is very compelling. And you see, the T in distraction is task. With every distraction comes a task to fulfill. With every distraction comes a task that you must do. So you're not just distracted and you're sitting aloof. No. You are involved with your distraction. There's a task the distraction gives that you have to complete to accomplish. So the T, the second T in distraction is task. There's something that you're doing. What you are being distracted with, there's something you are now doing. That is a task that distraction has handed over to you. Because nobody is truly idle. We are doing something. We're either doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing. And distraction gives you something to do. However, the wrong thing. Because distraction has its task. So the moment you leave what you were doing to pick up the role of distraction, it gives you a task or something that you too have to do. The I in distraction, the third I in distraction is involve. Distraction has a way it involves you to be part of it. It involves you. It brings you in. It involves you. Why? Because you are the one who carry out distractions. So you are involved. You're involved. If you spend your time, let's say you are binging on a series, you are involved in the watching. If the series is just playing on your laptop and you're not watching it, it's not a distraction. But the moment you sit down to watch it and abandon what you should be doing because you want to watch it, you are involved with the distraction. So distraction involves. Is this making sense? Distraction involves. And you see, the O in distraction is opinion. Distraction gives you a different opinion. Consider this. Do you think this makes sense? Right? How about even if it's in your head, it gives you another opinion. Or even if it comes through people or through a place or through a thing, it gives you another opinion. Don't you think about this? What do you think about this? That's distraction. Give you opinions. And you know, people would always, many times, make a different choice because they have other opinions. What you would have chosen before would have been different if there were no other opinions. But the moment there are other opinions, your choice may alter. And finally, the end in distraction is near. Truth is, distraction is near you, is as close as the air you breathe. Distraction is near you. It's not far from you. It is near. It's as close to you as the air that you breathe. It is so close. So close. It is never far away. It's never in oblivion. It is so close to you. It is near you. So this is what distraction is. Deviate, intentional, satisfying, time, real, ability, compelling, task, involve, opinion, near, distraction. So guys, is this making sense? Let me just on fire in the comment section if this is making sense for you, right? And you're beginning to see that, oh my God, this is really distraction. Welcome. You came to the right place. And after today, you will no longer be distracted with what you're about to learn from here. No longer. Right? I always say this, know this and know peace. Once you understand it, no more will distraction has a grip and hold on you anymore. It's gone. The shackles are broken. You are set free from what you're about to learn now about distraction. Now you see, distraction are distraction put together. DIS, attraction, is what makes distraction. Right? It is this attraction. We suggest that with distraction, it is taking your attention to another attraction. So it's not just taking your attention away and not putting it anywhere. No, no, no. It is this attraction. Taking it away from where it should be to somewhere else, giving it a new attraction. See, you can never have distraction with what you don't give attention. Is this making sense? You can never have distraction from what you don't give attention. So you see, attention that you give is what ushers in the distraction. So if I was to ask you, what brings distraction to you? The answer I should expect from you is attention. Because whatever you give attention can become a possible distraction, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You see, it cannot be a distraction if you don't give it attention. How is it a distraction? If you don't give it attention, how is it a distraction? Come on now, tell me. How is it even a distraction if you don't give it attention? How? It is only a distraction because it has gotten attention. It has gotten attention. That's why the distraction, because they have gotten you. That's why the distraction. It cannot be a distraction if you don't give it attention. So you see, you are responsible for your distraction. You can't come and say, oh, this is person that distracted me. No, no, no. You must take responsibility for your distraction because you are responsible for your distraction. Stop blaming others. Remember that in the blame game, everybody loses, nobody wins. Stop blaming others. Take responsibility for your distraction because you cannot be distracted if you don't give it attention. Does that make sense? You cannot be distracted if you don't give it attention. Right? Now, let's make progress. There are three things about distraction. Pay attention to this. It's going to really help you. There are three things about distraction. Number one, attention. Attention. Yes. Number one is attention. And somebody like this says that I do not need to have an HP pencil to draw attention. Right? Another one rightly says that you do not need to be in the army to command attention. Right? So the truth is this. The truth is about distraction. Number one is attention. Number two is companion. You see, distraction becomes your friend. Remember what I said, misery loves company. Distraction becomes your friend. It gives you companion. It starts to suggest things into your mind. It gives you companion. And number 3, it is frustration. And this is how distraction works. But in the meantime, it makes you feel like, oh, what you are now distracted doing has relieved you from what you should be doing. You see that illusion of ease, frustration? It doesn't. It only just compounds it for you at the end of the day. What you are distracted with does not help you do what you should be doing. It doesn't. It just distracts you for nothing, right? It makes it seem like, oh, you're using it to have a breather. People say, oh, I just needed to take a breather, right? Let me just go and rest. Oh my God, I'm going through a lot. You know, all of those things, right? Distraction is frustration. But be careful with the kind of ease you bring into your life. Because of the fact that you may enjoy the covenant of ease doesn't mean everything will be easy. Right? So you must know the difference. You see, so there are 3 things about distraction. Number 1, attention. Number 2, companion. And number 3 is frustration. That's it. But there are 2 traits of distraction. When you see these 2 things happening, you should know that this person or this thing or this one is distracted. 2 simple traits of distraction. Number 1, you change your focus. Somebody who was going in this direction suddenly starts going in this direction. You change your focus. Right? And number 2, you change of direction. So they go hand in glove. Distraction changes your focus, gives you a new direction. It doesn't leave you hanging, it doesn't leave you on the spot. No, it changes your focus, gives you a new direction. That's distraction for you. And with these 2 traits, anywhere you see it, you do not know this person is being distracted. Why? Because it changes the focus. Next, it changes the direction. That's distraction for you at its peak, at its finest. That's it. That's it. It changes focus. It changes direction. But the number 1 goal of distraction, like you all know, the number 1 goal of distraction, guess what? What is it? The number 1 goal of distraction is new priority. At the end of the day, all that distraction is about is to give you a new priority, which means what you are now doing because you are distracted seems like the whole world for you. But it really is not. Because if it is, you should not have been doing it at this point. You'd have done it long ago. Like, you shouldn't have left what else you were doing to come and do this if it was really the whole world to you. Guess what distraction does? The goal is to give you a new priority, to make you leave whatever it is you were doing and now focus on something entirely different that really doesn't concern you in any way. Why? It has given you a new goal, giving you a new priority. So understand this when it comes to distraction. The 1 goal of distraction is a new priority. It takes your mind away. It changes you completely. It removes you from what you should be doing. It gives you a new priority. You see, interestingly, no one have distraction with what they do, with what they dislike, with what they hate, or with what they don't rate. I'll say that again so you can get it clear. Interestingly, no one have distraction with what they dislike, with what they hate, and with what they don't rate. You cannot be distracted by those things. If you dislike it, it can distract you. If you hate it, it can distract you. If you don't rate it, it can distract you. So you are only distracted by the things you like, the things you love, and the things you rate. Those are things that can distract you. Those are things that can distract you. So you just see something that you love. Oh my God, I love this. It has distracted you, moved you away from what you had focused on before. That's it. But when there's something that you hate, I beg, you move. Why? Because you hate it. You don't like it. So no one has ever been distracted by what they dislike, what they hate, or what they don't rate. You see, interestingly, distraction is everywhere. It is even in the air. Distraction is everywhere. You can literally breathe distraction. It's everywhere. Distraction is everywhere. It's literally everywhere. Anywhere you look, anywhere you turn, you see the elements for distraction because it's everywhere. You see, distraction marks as another option. It comes in like, oh, this is a better alternative. Try this out. This might be cooler. No, no, no. Distraction comes. It is masked as another option. And you see, distraction is like slow poison. It is killing you softly, and you will eventually die. That's distraction. It's slow poison. It doesn't just hit you on with the bang. No, 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 no. It's going small, 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 small. Slow poison. Distraction is like a slow poison. It is killing you softly. Killing you softly. Distraction is killing you, but softly. So you still feel like, oh, nothing much is happening. No, no, no. A lot is happening. A lot is happening. You see, it is important that you get to know your distractions. Remember, I said that earlier. You must know your distractions. Know the things that distract you. You must know them. Right? You must know them. Let me give you 3 examples on how to know your distractions. Right? Number 1, it doesn't lead you to where you really want to go. Whenever what you're doing, people who you are with, the association or the organization does not lead you to where you want to go, guess what? It is a distraction. It is. It is. If where you want to go is north and someone comes and starts taking you east or west or south, those other areas are distractions because it's not going to lead you to where you want to go, which is north. Another way to know distraction, it doesn't add to your life the value you desire. Yes. If it doesn't add to your life a value that you desire, it is a distraction. Yes, he may call you all the time. He may send you money, send you gifts, right? Yes, he may show you love like you've never seen before. But if it doesn't add up to your life and the value you desire, it is a distraction. It's a distraction. Good things can be a distraction. Yes. Yes, we must settle that. Good things can be a distraction. Some people feel, but it's just good. See, goodness is not a yardstick for what is a distraction. Say, okay, because it's good, it's not a distraction. No, good things can still be a distraction. Good things can still be a distraction. You see, in the wilderness, the children of Israel, they had gold that they had been given by the Egyptian when they were living. Now, the gold they had was what Aaron requested for to make the golden calf. That if they didn't have gold, it would have been called a golden calf. It would have been called a calf. So that lets you know that sometimes if it is not adding to your life the value that you desire, it is a distraction. So if watching this every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., is not adding value to your life, this, in all due respect, is a distraction for you. So stop watching it. Literally, so stop watching it. If you know that this is adding value to your life, helping you to become the best version of yourself, then this is not a distraction. It is not a distraction. So you see, another way to know that if something is a distraction is that it changes you from who you are so you can be something else that is entirely different. And this one is even the most subtle of them all. It just changes you from who you are to become something different. Which means if you're someone who has been nice and very kind to other people, now you are being distracted, you're now being unkind and unnice. You see, people, places, and things are what give distraction a foothold in your life. There are people, there are places, there are things that gives the enemy a foothold in your life and make distraction have a field day. Yes, distraction is in the air, but it comes through these three agency of people, right? It comes through the agency of people, the agency of a place, right? And the agency of a thing. These are the three agencies through which distraction have a field day. See, guys, this is very important. Until you know your distractions, you will continue to give it attention. I'll say that again. Until you know your distraction, you would continue to give it attention. You will continue. You won't stop. You would continue to give it attention until you know that, oh, this is my distraction. No more. Until you know your distraction, you would continue to give it attention. Now, understand this. Know your distraction. Because what is a distraction for you may not be a distraction for another person. Right? Distraction is person specific. It's not generalized. No. Distraction is person specific. What would distract me may never distract you. And what may distract you may never distract me. But distraction has something to distract you and I. Distraction God has covered. He's got planned for us. Right? He's got planned for us. You see, your distraction may not distract another. Know your distraction. What is distraction for another may not be distraction for you. Now, there are some popular distractions that we see everywhere, and I'm going to spend a few time explaining all of this. There's some popular distractions that we just see everywhere. They happen all around us. They are everywhere, every single place. They are there. Like the popular distractions that we find around. Number one popular distraction is money. Money. They say nothing but money is sweeter than honey. Money. Money is a huge distraction in the world today. Jesus understood that money will be a distraction. He understood. He knew that money was going to be a distraction. The major distraction in the world today is money. That's why God even said that you cannot serve two masters. You either hate one or love the other. You cannot serve God and money. Right? Another translation, the King James say you cannot serve God and mammon. No, mammon is the Syrian god for gain. So you cannot serve God and money. You cannot. You just cannot serve God and money. It's not possible. Right? You must see this and realize the popular distraction everywhere. Number one is money. Number two is social media. Now, this is not according to any order of preference. It's just a numbering, right? Another major distraction of people today is social media. You see, I tell people all the time that you never know heartbreak until you probably left your phone charging all through the night, and then you come up the next morning to put it on, and it doesn't come on. Yes, exactly. That feeling, yes. That feeling, yes. That's it. You see, distraction, some popular distraction is social media. Social media has a way it makes the pressure get worse. social media. And it's a major distraction. A major distraction. Social media. Another major distraction that is common is people. People can be a distraction. People can be a distraction. Like you never know you love something until someone came and sold the idea to you. People can be a distraction. And it's common. People win you over to their way of thinking, people win you over to with their ideology, people win you over with their doctrines. Why? Because people can be a distraction. And people are popular distraction. Very popular. Very popular distraction. Another popular distraction is fame and glory. A lot of people want to have fame. A lot of people want to have glory. See, sometimes those things that you desire and seek, they are for an appointed time. But when you want them now, you've already put yourself in distraction. You've already put yourself in distraction. When it becomes now, you've already put yourself in distraction. Fame and glory are common distraction we have around. So people look at them, wow, I wish I could be like that. Yeah, you're being distracted. Why would you want to be like that when you should be your best? Why would you want to be like that when you should be your best? Well, because fame and glory can be a huge distraction. People have fallen. And you see, another popular distraction is fake life. Fake life. And there are people today who are living fake life. They're living fake life. Fake life. When you see them, you know, okay, that's you. Distraction, is that you? Yep, that's me. Yeah, that's it. People living a fake life. A popular distraction you can see around in the world today on social media, fake life everywhere. You see, the next one that is a popular distraction is sex, alcohol, drugs. These are very, 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 very important area to look at as a distraction. Some people use sex as a distraction. So okay, I don't want to think about it. Let me just go and have sex. Right? Some people use alcohol as a distraction. I'm going through a lot. And they go and booze as a distraction. People use drugs. So they inject themselves with some drugs and then they sleep off. That too is a distraction. So you see, this just tells you that there's so many popular distractions that we have around us. So many popular ones. So many popular ones that we have around us. And another set of popular distraction is betting, gambling, and tapping. Betting, gambling, and tapping. You know that thing that came out that was done by the Russian student as a project, and everybody was tapping. Now, while you're spending your energy and time tapping, you're missing out. You're missing out completely of other things you should be doing. So you're tapping is now your new. It's not your new attention. It's not your new focus. Not your new priority. See, guys, betting, gambling, tapping, now popular distraction we're finding today. People are gambling, people are betting. They're still distractions because you spend so much time there. You spend so much time there, still a distraction. See, distraction is will never leave you the same way it met you. So when distraction comes into your life, guess what? It doesn't leave you the same way it met you. It takes you back. It destroys your self-confidence even more. Distraction never leaves you the way it met you. It doesn't take you forward, but it takes you way backwards. Way backwards. Why? Because distraction Distraction will never leave you the same way it met you. Never. It must do something to you so you can know that I have had an encounter with distraction. Oh, this conversation is quite hilarious, but it's so true. Yeah, there must be fun, there must be jokes, but it is so true, so true, so true. Distraction will never leave you the same way it met you. You never. See, remember this. You can handle distraction through three simple ways. And I told you earlier I was going to tell you this, right? And some others before we call this a wrap. You can know your distraction, good, but then you can handle your distraction. And I found a simple way for you to be able to handle your distraction, right? The distractions can be handled if, number one, you have discipline. With the right amount of discipline, you can handle distraction. You can hold it because you have the right amount of discipline. There are two ways to handle rejection. Is accountability. The moment you become accountable to someone, it helps you to handle distraction. Because now you're accountable. Now you know you're going to report. Now you know you're going to talk to someone about XYZ. It helps you to no longer distract yourself. Why? Because now you are having accountability. And now finally, the third reason is seeking for counsel and therapy. You see, you've gone through a lot. You are going through a lot, right? And you have distracted yourself too much. The best thing you need to help you get out of it is to seek counsel and therapy. Because trust me, when you go ahead like that without counsel and therapy, you create more issues for yourself. Remember when scripture says in Matthew that when a house is cleaned, when demon is driven out of a person and the person doesn't infill with the right things, the demon will come back after a while and check if the place is still empty. Now, if the place is still empty, the demon will go and bring 7 more worse demons to come and reside in that place that is still left vacant, right? But guess what? That place was trying to analyze to us what we are talking about right now. Right? It was trying to analyze something very interesting. This is what we're talking about right now. And if you leave yourself, you don't handle your distraction, more distractions will come upon you. Very, very certain of it. More distractions will come. So these are the 3 simple ways you can handle distraction. Number 1, discipline. Number 2, accountability. And number 3, you need to seek counsel and get therapy. So it can help you realign the focus. Now, there are also biblical examples of distraction. Biblical examples of distraction that you need to know. Right? I'll just give you a few. Number 1, Mary and Martha in Luke chapter 10. Right? When Jesus had come into their house, right? That's what happened. Martha was busy about chores in the house. Was busy about trying to organize for the guests, trying to put things in order, put things in place, and all of that. But Mary sat at the feet of the master, listening to his words, absorbing his words. Right? And then guess what? Martha came and said, Jesus, tell my sister to come and help me. And Jesus told Martha, my beloved Martha, you are worried about so many things. He says one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen it, and it cannot be taken away from her. In some other translations, he says, Martha, Martha, you are distracted by so many chairs, chores, so many things in this life. You are distracted. And he said, but Mary is undistracted. Mary is undistracted. So that's one key example of distraction. Mary and Martha. Martha was distracted by other things, but Mary was undistracted. She sat down at the feet of the Master, gleaning his words. You see, another biblical example of distraction is David and Bathsheba. You see, David being the king was walking on the rooftop one day in the kingdom, and then he saw Bathsheba bathing. Now, as a king, Israel at that time was in battle. And that's why Joab, the army general, was in battle. Uriah was in battle. David had to call Uriah from the battle to come back. What does that let you know? David was distracted by Bathsheba. That's it. He was distracted. You see that in 2 Samuel chapter 11. He was distracted. He saw her and he went, wow, I must have her. He was distracted. Most importantly, he could have been in battle with other armies. He could have been in battle. He would never have had the time to even see Bathsheba. Because scripture says, as at the time kings went to war, David didn't go. And because he didn't go, that was why he saw what he saw. And like we said, the rest is history. Right? Another biblical example of distraction is Peter and Jesus. In Mark chapter 16, Jesus was saying, oh, he was going to die, Jesus was going to be buried and all of that. Peter said, no, far from it. I rebuke that. You can't be saying that. That was just distracted by all the supposedly benefits that true. If Jesus is alive and he finally becomes king, he doesn't understand that Jesus' mission was not to take over the Roman Empire. No. So you see, Jesus and Peter gave us a clue also, particularly Peter. Right? He was distracted. He said, oh, God forbid, Jesus, you're not going to die. Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan. That does not support the things which are of God, but that which is of man. Why? Because the whole essence of Christ's coming is to die. It is. You see, the last biblical example of distraction I'm going to share is the distraction that took place between the old prophet and the new prophet. You see that story in 1 Kings chapter 13. Now, this new prophet was giving a message to God to go to a town and don't eat, don't drink, don't sit down, don't do anything. Just do your delivery and walk away. And while he was leaving, another older prophet who had heard of him ran to meet him and said, oh, come to my house, come and chill, come and rest, and all of that. And he followed. The moment he followed, he got to the house. While they were eating, the older prophet now prophesied about this younger prophet and said, this is how you're going to be killed, this is what's going to happen to you, yada, yada, yada. Exactly. So the old prophet succeeded in distracting the new prophet from his goal, because the new prophet had done what he came to do and was on his way out of the city. And then he intercepted him and brought him back to the city to come and eat and drink and be with him. And that was the last. The moment the new prophet was now going back this second time, he was met with a wild animal and the beast and in the field, and he was devoured. And the carcass was left there. See, guys, it's very, very important we don't get ourselves distracted at things that concern our lives. We don't get ourselves distracted. You see, even distraction will blame you for being distracted. Let that sink in. Even distraction will blame you for being distracted. To blame you. You see, distraction can possibly waste your time, waste your resources, waste your energy. Distraction can conveniently do that, and can possibly do that. It will waste your time, waste your resources, to waste your energy. Be mindful of your distractions. You see, he is no fool who allows himself to not yield to distraction. He's not a fool. In fact, that's actually a wise person. and does not allow himself to yield to distraction. The scripture cannot be broken. Whatever you yield to becomes master over you. Right? Now, let this sink in, which is the final thing I want to talk about, which I told you I was going to talk about earlier, about the antidote to distraction. There's an antidote to distraction. There's a cure to distraction. And I'll tell you that cure for free. No charges, no hidden charges either. I'll tell you the cure for free. The cure for distraction is two words. Sorry, two letters. The cure for distraction is two letters. N-O, which means no. That's the cure for distraction. Whatever anybody's bringing your way, thank you, no. Whenever anybody wants to have conversation with you and you're not available at the moment and you know you're doing something very important, thank you, but no. Why? Because that's how you are able to defeat distraction. That's how you're able to defeat it. Your ability to say no. Ability to say no. But see, no doesn't give you the opportunity. No doesn't give distraction the opportunity to have a chance or a condition or a consideration. No is no, it is final. Right? No does not give you the opportunity to give distraction a chance or a consideration. Once it's no, it's no. It doesn't give you the room to go back and think about it. No is no. That's the antidote to your distraction. No. You see, no is even more powerful than a yes when it comes to distraction. Oh, let's go and see this. Nope. Let's go and watch this. Nope. Let's go and eat. Nope. I have my books to study, so I'm not going anywhere. Why? Because no, N-O, is the antidote for distraction. And unfortunately, many times we say yes too early and no not soon enough. Hence, we get easily distracted. See, guys, the serpent and Eve in the garden. The serpent was able to distract Eve. And by distracting Eve, he made Eve forget who she was or who she is. And then make her to want to have the desire to now be what she already is. You cannot be what you already are. But distraction can make you want to be what you already are. Why? Because you forget yourself. And that's what happened to Eve. She forgot that she was in the image and likeness of God already. So there was no point trying to eat of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil because they already had it. So you must remember this. You must understand this. So yes, guys, this is it. We'll call this a wrap very soon, right? Joseph had the same distraction from Potiphar's wife. And it's quickly just, you see, a yes is a welcome to distraction, and no is a goodbye to distraction. That's it. A yes is a welcome to distraction, and no is a goodbye to distraction. You see, know your distraction, know this, and know peace. I hope this helps you, right? I truly hope this helps you. Remember, like I always tell you, three things will happen for you in this new week, right? Three things will happen for you. Number one, increased voice of God. Number two, open heavens over your life. And number three, more angelic activities in all that you do. Remember, guys, remember, distraction is in the air. Don't get yourself caught by distraction. There's always more on the upgrade side of life. So we encourage you to leave good behind so that you can be upgraded and so that you can know your distraction. Know this and know peace. God bless you.